Welcome race fans back to Pacific Coast International Raceway and races 5-6 of the Vintage Sports Car Tournament. I'm Vinny, your host. In the first race we have Scotty from Neckel Racing all the way from Luxembourg. It is 1973 Ferrari 365 GTB4 weighing in at 50.9 grams. Hades from Carmack Racing is Mercedes 300 SL at 51 grams. Boondocks from MQH Racing in his Triumph TR6 at 54.5 grams, and Mr. James Ironbeard from Ironbeard Customs in his Ferrari 308 at 55 Gs. In lap 1, we have at the pole Scotty with Hades in second position, Boondocks and Ironbeard following up in the rear. And they're off. As they come down the back straightaway, it looks like Scotty's got the lead, fighting for second position. Oh, and Hades tries to take front, but he flips it on the big chicane, and it looks like Scotty and Boondocks are left to run down to the finish line. We need to go back and take a look at what happened there. Looks like both Hades and Ironbeard flipped their cars on the big chicane. Let's take a quick look in slow motion. Here Hades is trying to catch up to Scotty, and he starts to make the pass, but then it seems like he loses control, and so does in the back James Ironbeard. Scotty and Boondocks make it through for lap 1. Lap 2 at the pole we have Hades, Ironbeard in second, Scotty and Boondocks in the rear. And they're off. Coming down the backstretch now. Looks like Ironbeard takes a big lead coming down as he comes down the big chicane. And he makes it through that. Coming around the corner. Oh, he slides out a little bit, but he has a nice lead. But he's slowed down quite a bit. And here comes Hades. Oh! And Hades is hitting from behind. Oh my gosh. And Ironbeard has gone over the cliff. We need to go back and see if he was able to pass the finish line. There's Scotty. It looks like he might have hit Boondocks coming down around that chicane and lost momentum there. Watching now slow motion, you see Ironbeard losing control and going off just in front of the finish line, unfortunately, with Hades finishing first place. So he is the only one to finish on that lap, and that means him and Scotty are tied for first with Boondocks second, and unfortunately Ironbeard has another DNF. Lap 3 we have Ironbeard and Boondocks in the front, Scotty and Hades in the back. And they're off to start lap 3. Ironbeard takes a nice lead, but Boondocks is right behind him as he comes down the big straightaway and around the chicane. It is Ironbeard flips his car, and so does Boondocks. Oh, and they pile up in the corner. Hades makes it pass as Scotty joins the pile. Hades goes down to the finish line, almost wipes out, but he manages to keep it under control and take first place. Back up at the top, we see Ironbeard's car flipped over, and the other two have indeed joined the carnage there. Watching the replay, Ironbeard's Ferrari hit the outside wall and caused Boondocks to crash into him. Hades was able to get around the outside, but Scotty joined the pileup. Lap 4. In front we have Boondocks and Scotty, Ironbeard and Hades in the back. Hades has 8 points, Scotty 4, and Boondocks 3. And they're off. Coming down the backstretch now. It looks like Boondocks got a lead, but Ironbeard is right behind him. Coming around the big chicane down. Oh, it looks like Ironbeard has lost it again on the corner. And there's a big pile up again, with Boondocks this time being the sole survivor. Man alive. Looking back up at the scene here, it looks like Hades flipped it also, along with Ironbeard. Scotty again got caught up in the carnage, and it looks now like the finish is Hades with 8, Boondocks with 7. Congratulations to Hades and Boondocks. They will be moving on to the next round. Unfortunately, James Ironbeard and Scotty will be heading out. I really appreciate you guys and your beautiful cars. I hope you come back for another tournament here. Next up, we have Lone Star from Live Young Diecast in his 1965 Ferrari 250 LM at 53 Gs. Ra Sun God from Ra Sun God Racing in his 1973 Lamborghini Miura at 49.9 grams. Blank from Underdogs Unleashed, driving a Nissan Skyline at 54.1 grams. Uncle Elvis from Uncle Elvis Racing, in his Shelby Cobra at 53.1 Gs, and yet another very intimidating looking driver. Line up for lap 1. In the pole position now we have Lone Star with Ra Sun God next to him, Blank and Uncle Elvis in the back. And they're off. Coming down the back straightaway, we have a little tight group. Lone Star is breaking the lead, but second place is door to door, with the Ra Sun God taking second. As they come down the final straightaway, it looks like Lone Star will take first, and Ra Sun God following up in second. And it looks like Uncle Elvis and Blank got caught up in the last corner and did not finish, and they will get a DNF. Lap 2, we have Ra Sun God in the pole, Uncle Elvis next to him on the left, Lone Star and Blank in the back. And they're off. Now coming down the back straightaway, it's a tight group again, door to door as they come around the front, and it looks like a dual block going on there with Elvis and Blank blocking up, and that slowed them down where they got some congestion in the chicane. Uncle Elvis is one that broke away free, and he will be taking first place. And looks like he's the only one that finishes this race. Yep. Ra Sun God flipped his car coming around the corner with Blank and Lone Star having lost momentum from that big block. Let's look at it again in slow motion. Uncle Elvis and Blank put blocks on the cars behind them, which gave them some slower speed as they come around the corner. And, oh, it looks like Ra Sun God and whoever that was right behind both hit that guardrail coming down, and that pretty much finished off the rest of their momentum. Uncle Elvis now is the only one to finish, and now it is Lone Star with 4, Ra Sun God with 3, and Uncle Elvis with 4. Uncle Elvis now in the front with Blank as they get ready for lap 3. And they're off. Coming down now, Uncle Elvis is in the lead with Blank next to him. Uncle Elvis moves in the front. Oh, and Blank tries to take him from the side. Oh, and he ends up getting around by the big chicane, and there's a crash after that with Blank taking off and coming down the straightaway to take first place. And it looks like another crash after the big chicane. Let's go back and see what happened there. There's Lone Star. Looks like he lost momentum from the action going on there, and Ra Sun God is flipped over right by the food trucks, and there's Uncle Elvis and his monster off the track. Here we see in the slow-mo Blank trying to get by him, which pushes Uncle Elvis around, and he loses control on the chicane, and looks like he hits something on the side of the track and flips his car, which stops the other two cars behind him, and Blank is the one now to finish alone. After 3 laps, we have a 3-way tie with Lone Star, Blank, and Elvis with 4, Ra Sun God with 3. This lap will decide the winners. And they're off. As they come down the back straightaway, it looks like Blank has a nice lead with a little tight group coming out in second. They go around the chicane. Looks like the couple last cars lost control. I think that was Lone Star and Ra Sun God. Blank takes first, yep, and Uncle Elvis takes second. Watching the replay in slow motion now. As they hit the big chicane, it looks like Lone Star loses control and goes up on the rails. And also, Ra Sun God has flipped his car over behind him. That leaves Uncle Elvis and Blank finishing. Blank with first and Uncle Elvis with second, and they will be moving on to the next round. Congratulations to Blank and Uncle Elvis for surviving that incredibly tough race. And we want to thank Lone Star and Ra Sun God for coming to the race and doing such a great job competing here. We really hope to see you guys again. Thank you for joining us at Pacific Coast International Raceway. This has been your host, signing off. Till next time.